obviously it was a big week for us, to play 3 games over the span of the last 6 days, and to be able to come out of this stretch 3-0 was really important. You worry coming into the game today, just the guys, kind of their legs, their fatigue, the preparation, all those things. For college guys, they're not used to playing these many games over a short span of time, but our guys were fantastic about it. We tried to do the best we could throughout the week with getting their bodies and their minds right and ready to play. And I can't say enough about the atmosphere today in the building. I mean, it was you kind of worry sometimes when you play an early game, especially at home, because it could be a little bit lower energy. It's a Saturday morning, it's 11 o'clock, there's snow on the ground. And man, walking into that gym today, our students just wouldn't let us not be energetic. I mean, they were fantastic, and obviously it was everything that I envisioned as we built this arena. You always let your mind wander when you come in there and it's empty, and you envision atmospheres like that, and playing Big Ten games where students are going crazy, everybody's wearing purple, they're behind your team, and they're kind of willing you through with energy. So that was awesome. Love the crowd. Thank you. Please keep coming back. I think, win or lose, I think they're seeing this is a team you can really root for. We aren't perfect by any stretch of the imagination. We have a lot of things we can get better. We have a lot of limitations in certain areas, but I tell you what, these guys in that locker room, they play really hard. They love playing with each other. They're really together, and they fight and they compete, and all they're trying to do is win. And when you have those qualities, you have a chance, especially when you have 2 elite guards like we do. I mean, I thought those guys were fantastic. They led the way once again, and we got contributions from a lot of guys. So again, talk to the guys about staying the course. A lot of the people that are going to be saying the nice things are the same people that picked us last. So you gotta take it good and bad, and you gotta ignore the outside noise, and you gotta stay focused on what you're trying to do, because in this league, there's no let up. And for us, we got 3 more games next week. So we got to stay the course, and we got to take it to the road on Tuesday against a really good Iowa team. So open for questions.
Coach, Robbie today, 5 for 7 from the field, 3 of 4 from 3, 14 points. What did it mean to get him going after he went scoreless in Omaha?
Yeah, I thought it was huge. I mean, his points and production are X factors for us. I mean, you kind of know night in and night out the guards are going to be there. But guys like Ty, guys like Robbie, Brooks coming off the bench, those are 3 guys that, can really be guys that give us production and give us points. And certainly I think we're starting to figure it out. Offensively, we've been a work in progress all year. Our defense has kind of carried the day, but I think since the start of the year, you're kind of seeing us kind of figure out kind of what we're good at, how we can find the right shots, how we can use these guys to be better offensively. I feel we've really improved on that end of the floor. And, I thought we just did a great job against the zone. We knew they were going to zone us. They played their last game against Indiana. They zoned every possession the whole game, and it gave them a chance to win. So we knew they were going to start in the zone. We spent a lot of time the last couple of days kind of putting our zone menu in. We hadn't seen a lot of zone, a little bit in the Rutgers game, but primarily we'd seen man-to-man mostly the whole year. So we really had to take time the last couple of days to make sure we were ready for that zone, and I thought we did a great job. I thought we found the middle. I thought we shared the ball. We shot it well, 6 for 10 from 3 in the first half, and kind of put them in a position where they had to get out of it, which I thought was huge.
You kind of talked about some of the offensive struggles early in the season, and now your team scored, I believe, 78 or more in 3 of your last 4 games. What do you attribute that breakthrough to?
I think a couple different things. Like I said, I think it's taken me a little bit of time to kind of figure it out offensively. I think you come into the year as a coach, and you might say, here are some things we can do offensively. I think this is what's going to be good for this team. And, I thought, as we've kind of evolved, you're seeing us run some different actions. You're seeing us get some different movement, putting guys in different positions, making sure our shooters are in the right spots, making sure Matt has become such a good roll threat on those lobs in the pick and roll game. And I just think we've improved in that area. And now our confidence, we shot the ball so incredibly poor the first month of the season. And we were just fortunate that our defense was so good that we were able to win games by not shooting the ball well. Now we're starting to, I've always felt, I maybe because I was an unconscious volume shooter, I always called it the law of averages. I always felt like if I missed 10 in a row, at some point in time I was going to make 10 in a row because I believed I was a 50% shooter. So, we talk about those guys like, hey, it's the next shot. Just make sure we're taking good ones, make sure we're taking our shots, and let's shoot them with confidence. And, I think you're starting to see the guys that weren't shooting the ball as well kind of break out and get back to their normal water level with that.
Is it, you guys moved to second place now with this win? Is it too early to start comparing these guys to the 2017 team?
Yeah, every team is different. That team was special in a lot of ways, and obviously got off to a great start. I believe we were 7-2, and won like 6 in a row, with that team, and certainly, they're going to be remembered forever by what they did here. But there's 11 more games left in the league, so I think a lot of that is really premature. We've done a great job, through 9 games to have 6 wins. I'm not sure any of you guys would have predicted that sitting out there. Maybe I wouldn't have either. But it's a testament to how well our guys have played. We've pretty much been in every game, probably except the Ohio State game. And we just got to keep putting ourselves in position to get wins. But I think it's much too early to start talking about things in March. The thing that's great, though, and I tell our guys all the time, is if you do want to play in March, you got to win in November, December, and January. And we've now set ourselves up in these first 3 months of the season where the month of February is going to really matter. And now we gotta stay the course. We got a big stretch coming up. Whoever you play in this league is good, so it doesn't matter where you play them, when you play them. Anyone can beat you on a given night. You look at the standings. Everybody seems to be 500, except for Purdue. So it's going to be a nightly battle, and you got to keep playing good basketball because the game, again, we have a huge week coming up. We got 3 more against 3 just outstanding teams. And, I think the one thing you got to try to avoid in this league are the extended losing streaks, and that's the years that we haven't played as well. That's kind of what's done us in, the 8 game, the 9 game, the 10, where you just can't find a win. And then you just bury yourself too deep. So you've got to keep coming back, playing, competing. I like our team. They like playing with each other. That's obvious. They're playing with joy. They're having fun. And we're just going to keep this thing moving along.
Can you speak about the lift your bench, Nick, Titus, Brooks gave you defensively on the glass in the first half?
Yeah, it's a great question. I'm so glad you said that. I just thought our bench did. Ty Berry was in foul trouble. I thought Matt Nicholson got in foul trouble. Was kind of, they were playing a smaller lineup today, that which put him in a bind. They were trying to drive him and attack him with smaller, more agile guys. And I thought Titus probably is the best he's played for us in a long time. I just thought his energy. You're going to look at his stat line, and it's 4 points and 4 rebounds, but he had 3 blocks. I just thought his activity. I thought he really was a great presence for us on the floor. I think Brooks continues to emerge. The more he plays, you guys got to remember in his case. He didn't play a whole lot last year. He was hurt. Really had a hard time. We really didn't get him in the rotation. And and a lot of, this is like his freshman year. So for him, each of these games, I think he's getting more comfortable. He's learning how he can be effective for us, playing really good basketball. And then I thought Nick Martinelli, what can you say? He's a guy who really didn't play. Had played 3 games, up until Julian's injury. And it was a situation where we needed him. He's been practicing hard. He's a gamer. He's got a real nose for the ball. Which he's just got a knack. The ball finds him. He's crafty. He's got those left-handed runners. And for him to come in after not a lot of game experience as a freshman these last 2 games and give us really good minutes and important games was big for our team.
You mentioned the bit of the schedule quirk with after the postponements with 3 games this week and 3 coming up next week. And the backcourt ended up still playing a good amount of minutes. Was any thought ever given to maybe trimming some of those minutes a bit to account for the fatigue? And if not, how do you just account for the fatigue that might set in there?
Yeah, I would love to sub those guys more. Trust me, I would. The reality is we need them on the floor. We need both of them on the floor, and we definitely need one of them on the floor. And I thought Minnesota did a good enough job kind of extending the game, to those last every time it was kind of at a breaking point where we had it at 20, they kind of pushed it to 16, 18. And, everyone, it's easy as an armchair person. And sometimes I say it, be like, oh, get your guys out, but, as a coach, man, you always want to get to that final horn and make sure you get the win. So those guys are built for it. That's why we've trained. I've never really met a player that wants to come out. I know when I played, I never asked for subs. I wanted to play until the coach took me out. I know those guys want to be out there. What I'm trying to do is be smart, give them kind of a rest each half. Can I do that around a media timeout? And the other thing to do is use my timeouts, more judiciously. I think you saw me today. I took one right around the 9-minute mark, which then led to a media where then, like you can be a little bit smart with that instead of always saving all your timeouts to the last 2 minutes. The Wisconsin game, I took 2 in the second half, early in the first 10 minutes because I felt we were getting a little bit tired. So I think we got to be smart about that. They want to play. We need them out there. And we just kind of take it game by game and see what happens with their minutes.
Coach, 43 in the first half against Nebraska, the highest of the season, then come out today and put up 45 in the first half, topping that. What do you attribute to the fast starts of this team over the past week?
Yeah, I mean, we're shooting the ball a lot better. There's no question. I mean, and obviously as a coach specifically, I mean, I've always been, the way my mind works, I'm always, everyone kind of leans towards one end of the floor. We don't do coordinators and all that, and I kind of oversee everything, but I'm always thinking offense and how can I help these guys score? And there's nothing that feels worse to me or I take personal when we have a bad offensive night because I always feel like I could call better plays or help these guys. And sometimes, though, you watch the film and then you say, man, we got good looks. We just didn't make them. And, I thought tonight or today, against the zone, I thought we were fantastic against the zone. We took care of the ball. We got the ball to the right spots. We hit the middle. We sprayed it around, and then guys made shots. I mean, Robbie's threes, Chase's threes, Ty hit one. We just, I thought we did a really good job. We got the ball to the teeth of the zone. We got some layups. We got some cuts. We didn't just settle for threes. And I think our guys are just learning, the things we're doing offensively are just really good for this team. We're trying to put our guards in a position where they're the playmakers, a lot of pick and roll actions, a lot of middle, opportunities where they can attack and then try to place guys in the right spots where if people, you saw in the Nebraska game, there was a conscious effort to get the ball out of their hands. They were putting 2 to the ball and all the ball screens, and then Ty gets 21 and a half, and that's what you got to have, however they're going to want to try to play our guards. If they're going to try to make them pass and be playmakers, then those other guys got to step up and make shots. And fortunately, the last 2 games we've done that.
Coach, you guys had 18 fouls today. Minnesota didn't really convert much of those chances at the stripe. But how do you think you can improve foul trouble, especially with Titus going forward? Yeah,
no, we got to do a good job of that, because we aren't the deepest group. I think one of the things that's helped us is with a lot of the post trapping, we've kind of, we've saved our bigs a little bit with fouls because they're not in as much one-on-one stuff in the paint. I thought we got our hands on guys too much on drives today. We were fouling. We got to clean that up. We got to play with our bodies. We can't play with our hands. We got to be smarter with that. And 26 free throws given up is too much, but give Minnesota credit. I thought they drove the ball and attacked strong and got it there. But we have to do a better job. So hopefully the fans, I don't know what the promotion, my family always gets mad at me because, they're at the game and they're having all this fun times and they're always like, did you see this? Did you see that? And so I know everyone cheers about, I don't know if it's Chick-fil-A or some kind of, so hopefully the crowd got what they deserved with that game. I really am locked into the game, so I don't know what it is, but it sounded like from the crowd cheers that they got a nice prize today from the missed free throws. So hope they enjoy it. Oh, that's what it is? Oh, thank you. Thank you. So now I can go home and tell my wife and daughter that I know the promotion with Chick-fil-A. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Coach, you mentioned having a little bit of trouble with the substitutions because the team's depth is a little hurt, especially with Julian Roper out. How are you going to try and mitigate that, both as Roper comes back over the next couple of days and if he remains out for a few games longer with another 3 games in 6 days? Yeah,
no, again, you just got to – you come into every game and it's different. Tonight we were – we talked about it, foul trouble. I mean, I thought Ty was playing well. He just, got caught with some foul trouble where he had to sit extended minutes. He could only play 20 minutes. Matt only played 14. Normally he's in the 20s there, so we needed more out of Titus. Brooks was out there more. Nick emerges now as someone we can count on. I think it's great to have another guy. Now with Julian coming back, now it gives us a 9th guy where maybe we can get a little bit more rest for the guards at times and get the minutes down, especially when we're playing a lot of games. So it's always a good problem to have when you have more players that you trust. best to your disposal. So Julian's getting better. He wasn't quite ready to go today. Obviously we want to be smart with him and make sure he's ready to go. And we know when he does, it's going to give us another guy that can really help.
You guys turned the ball over just 4 times. I think Boo had 8-to-1 turnover ratio, and I found it interesting how you guys still got it to fast starts. You got it to fast start against Nebraska, turned the ball over 15 times. You only turned it over 4 times today. Just interested in like the difference in how you got it to a fast start in both games, and then how do you make this a consistent thing going forward?
Yeah, I thought the Nebraska game, we were very sloppy early in the game. I think we had 7 turnovers in the first 8 to 10 minutes, and it's why they kind of had a lead on us. I thought we made bad decisions. We got ourselves in bad spots, poor passes. We really have talked about that over the last couple days, that we can't have wasted possessions. We're a team that has to try to get a good shot every time down, make or miss, and we did a great job of that. Fortunately, we were playing against, they did a little bit of pressing, but it was more, it was more of like a 2-2-1 kind of it wasn't a come after you kind of get in the passing lanes type of press. And, I thought against the zone, we just did a really good job. We stayed aggressive. Sometimes zones can stand you up and make you less aggressive and a little bit less, forceful with your passes and your cuts, and that zones can get you a little sleepy out there. And I don't think that happened today. And, when the ball is in our guards' hands a lot, Buie and Chase, and it should be. And when they're making those kind of decisions, they only had 2 turnovers as a group, and when those guys are going to have the ball and they're making those decisions and taking care of it, man, it's going to keep our turnovers down. And we've always had a goal of trying to be under 10. And, for the most part, over the last 10 years, that's been a staple of our program. If you look, we've always been one of the better teams in taking care of the ball. And at times we've gotten sloppy, and we have to kind of get back to being that possession-oriented team and executing and getting good shots.
Coach, you're 3-0 this week, undefeated in the suit. Are you a superstitious guy, and is that going to say?
I don't know. Stay tuned for Tuesday. We'll see. At times I'm superstitious. But I have been going in and out of the beard. So, that's kind of been how I feel. If I want to go clean shaven or a little bit scruffy today, I wanted to go with the clean look, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. It'll give you guys reason to tune in Tuesday night to see what the attire is. But we're excited to move forward. Great win. Really proud of our guys, and can't wait to get back up there in a couple days. All right. Thank you, guys. Be safe with the weather.
Chase Audige and Buie. There aren't any questions. Middle.
Chase, you had a pretty thunderous dunk towards the second half. I feel like people know you for your defense. Can you just a little bit talk about what you do on the offensive end and the athleticism you bring to the game?
Yeah, I think I could jump. I think I'm pretty athletic. Robbie gave me a great pass, and I saw a path to the rim, and I just took off. But yeah, I think I could jump. That's another part of my game I got to keep showing.
Coach talked about y'all practicing practicing for their zone ahead of the game. Can you just talk about what you saw, like going into the first few minutes and how you were able to attack it?
Yeah, so we were preparing for the zone. We know they like to go under on ball screens, so we knew that if we set some ball screens, got under, when they go under, you just got to be confident, step up, and take the shot. Also, the middle of the zone, we had to do a good job of attacking it or passing it to the middle of the zone. It's pretty open, and then once you get it in the middle, it's kind of hard to guard.
Back.
Who, on top of your 21 points that you had, 8 assists, what do you think allowed you to just find your teammates all throughout the game and also continue to score as you have all season?
Yeah, I just think that my teammates were doing a good job of playing off. They were stepping up and making shots, so credit to them. Without them making shots, I can't get any assists. But yeah, guys were cutting, playing off. I was getting downhill a little bit. I found some guys under the rim, found some guys for some threes. Yeah, I was just trying to get in there and make the best play, whether that was score or pass.
Middle.
Today, Ty had 4 fouls, but Robbie kind of picked him up with those 14 points. Can you just talk about how this team just backs each other when someone has an off bad and another one is there to just help the team out?
Yeah. Like you said, like we have guys stepping up every single night, whether it's Ty, Rob, even Nick Martinelli playing some more minutes throughout this Big Ten stretch. I think it's just next man up. We have everybody is confident enough to be on the court. Everybody works super hard, and when we're on the court, we're confident everybody we have on the court. So I think it's just we're a team, we're brothers, and we just do what we gotta do to win.
Right. Chase, you obviously had second half Nebraska. You actually had a great game. Did you ride that momentum into today? Was that a factor in you starting out really hot?
Not really. I think I kind of just try to do what the game gives to me. They were giving me, I forgot how I even scored in the first half, but they were giving me what it was, and I took it. So I think every game's a new game. I don't really try to take it from game to game, just play how I know how to play.
With 6 games in 2 weeks, you guys are playing with a lot of momentum right now. Is that tight schedule viewed as an exciting opportunity for the team to carry in momentum, or kind of a challenge because of what it does to your legs and just the team that goes with it?
We're not really big on momentum. We kind of just show up and play every game. We take one game at a time. So just preparing for the game ahead of us and locking in and then really focusing on those 40 minutes is the approach we're taking. And anytime we get an opportunity to step on the court, you got to go hard. You got to give it all you got. You only get so many opportunities.
You guys both went up to the student section after the game and thanked them. What's the support like, especially at an 11 a.m. game on Saturday?
It's huge. It's literally everything. Just even hearing about when the tickets went out and they sold out in the first 15 minutes or whatever it was, that really brings a boost to us. And just coming out there and playing and seeing all the students and the energy in the gym, it's unexplainable. So definitely appreciate everybody for coming and just the support they give us. And we're going to need that. Every home game we got is tough. Every team in the Big Ten stuff. So we're going to definitely need that support going throughout the year.
This is for either of you. Yeah, kind of just building on that. Obviously, last year, you guys kind of started out conference play, without fans due to COVID stuff. How big of a difference has that been to you guys really playing well early in conference play so far compared to last year?
Yeah, I mean, when you're playing in COVID, obviously the game is still the same as far as playing hard and execution. But, when the fans are in it and there's an atmosphere, it really brings a little more joy to the game. So them getting loud for us and cheering every single moment, that really helps carry momentum throughout the game and put some pressure on the other team. I know from experience going into a Michigan State type environment, they're going to be loud and they're going to try to distract you and throw you off your game. So, just kind of having that extra set of voices in the crowd is good.
You guys have now played 3 straight games of over 35 minutes each. how you, for the next, with 3 games this week, including a short turnaround to go to Iowa, how do you make sure that your legs are fresh and that fatigue doesn't set in throughout this stretch?
Like after games like today, we just chill out. T-Naka, our athletic trainer, is super experienced. He literally does wonders with us in the training room, and he helps us so much. And we just try to be smart. We all want to get in the gym and get shots up, but we got to be smart with the minutes me and Buie are playing, and even others. And hydrate, just stretch, do all the things we got to do. Get on the game, maybe just chill. Don't go too crazy with things that we got going on.
Any more questions? That'll wrap us up. Thank you.
One more. Guys, this has been a defensive team all year. Today, you guys forced 15 turnovers, had 18 points off of those. How much of a boost does it give to the offense to be able to just flip from one end of the court to the other that quickly?
Yeah, so defense is our motto. We kind of pride ourselves on our defense, and defense wins you games. Especially if you have a lead later on in the game and a team can't score and you have the lead, then it's impossible to win. So just keeping that mindset and not allowing them to score, it really helps boost the chances of us winning. So we know that, and we take pride in that.
All right. Now that'll wrap us up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
See you guys.